London has always been a city of secrets. Some hide behind foggy mornings along the Thames. Others linger in quiet cafes tucked between historic brick buildings. But the deepest secrets live inside the human heart, waiting for the moment they refuse to stay buried any longer. 7 years earlier, Zoe Lopez disappeared without explanation. No goodbye letter. No warning. No second chance. She left behind the man she loved. Alexander Blackwood, heir to one of the most powerful families in the country. Alexander never stopped searching for her. Not even when his world collapsed. Not even when his heart did. Now, 7 years later, Zoe returned to the city she once called home. With a secret she had protected for far too long. A secret with golden eyes. Her son, Casey. Zoe's life was far from glamorous. She lived in a modest flat above a small bakery in Willowbrook, far from London's luxury streets and glittering skylines. Her days were spent painting quietly while working part-time at a diner, just to cover rent. Life had been difficult since her parents disowned her after Casey's birth. But Zoe never regretted her decision, because Casey was her entire world. A quiet, intelligent child with a curiosity far beyond his years, and eyes that sometimes shimmered strangely in the moonlight. Fate has a peculiar way of bringing unfinished stories back to life. One rainy afternoon, Zoe received an unexpected phone call. A prestigious art gallery in London had seen her online portfolio and invited her to interview for a director position. The salary was more money than she had ever imagined earning. £200,000 per year. It felt unreal. London had once broken her heart. Now it was calling her back. For Casey's future, she accepted. Returning to London felt like stepping into a memory she had never truly escaped. The streets still smelled of rain and ambition. The cafes still hummed with quiet dreams. But nothing prepared her for seeing Alexander again. He hadn't changed. Still confident. Still powerful. Still dangerous to her heart. Their reunion was anything but gentle. Alexander demanded answers. Why had she vanished? Why had she accepted his proposal only to disappear the very next day? Why did she now have a child? Zoe told him the cruelest lie she could manage. I never loved you. The words cut deeper than any blade, because they were never true. What Zoe didn't know was that Alexander's family held a secret older than the city itself. The Blackwood family were not ordinary humans. They were werewolves, one of the oldest and most powerful packs in existence. Alexander was destined to become Alpha, leader of both the Supernatural Pack and the Billion-Pound Blackwood Industries empire. His father believed Zoe was a threat. A human woman could never lead their bloodline. Years earlier, he forced Zoe to leave, offering money to disappear and protect Alexander's future. Pregnant and heartbroken, Zoe sacrificed everything, even love. Casey began experiencing strange symptoms shortly after moving to London. Headaches, sudden weakness, unexplained bursts of emotion. Doctors found nothing wrong, but Alexander recognized the signs immediately. The wolf within Casey was awakening. Casey wasn't just any child. He was the future heir of the Blackwood bloodline, Alexander's son. When the truth finally surfaced, everything changed. Alexander was furious, not because Zoe had hidden Casey, but because she had faced everything alone. Financial struggles, loneliness, fear, all to protect him. And Casey. Despite the pain of the past, their connection remained unbreakable. Love like theirs does not simply disappear. It waits. It endures. It survives. But not everyone wanted their reunion. Sabrina Hawthorne, daughter of an allied werewolf family, had long been expected to marry Alexander. Their union would strengthen political ties between powerful packs. Sabrina saw Zoe as an obstacle, and obstacles had to be removed. She secretly arranged for Casey to be given a dangerous, experimental drug known as the lichen purge, a substance capable of removing werewolf blood permanently. The drug nearly killed him. Alexander believed Zoe was responsible. Heartbroken once again, Zoe left London for Willowbrook, convinced love was never meant for her. But truth has a way of revealing itself. Alexander discovered Sabrina's betrayal through his loyal advisor Mason. The truth shattered everything he thought he knew. Zoe had never tried to change Casey. She had always accepted both the human and wolf parts of their son. Without hesitation, Alexander abandoned everything. His company, his inheritance, even his title as Alpha. None of it mattered without Zoe and Casey. He found them in the small diner where Zoe now worked. She looked exhausted, but still beautiful, still his. When a rude customer insulted her, Alexander's protective instincts took over instantly. His golden eyes flashed with quiet warning. "Insult my wife again," he said calmly, "and I promise you won't like the consequences." Then he turned to Zoe, in front of everyone, in the simplest, most honest way possible. He knelt. "Zoe Lopez," he said softly, "7 years ago I asked you to marry me. Today I'm asking again, not as an alpha, not as an heir, just as a man who loves you. Will you marry me?" Tears filled her eyes, because despite everything, her answer had never changed. Yes. Their wedding was intimate and filled with warmth rather than luxury. No political alliances. No family pressure. Only love. Casey proudly stood between them as they exchanged vows. For the first time in years, their family was complete. Alexander chose Zoe. Zoe chose Alexander. And together, they chose Casey. Not human, not werewolf, but perfectly both. Love does not demand perfection. It demands courage. And sometimes, the bravest choice is refusing to let go. Under the London moonlight, their story finally found peace. Not because life became simple, but because they chose each other. Every single time. If you believe true love deserves a second chance, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more emotional stories. Share this story with someone who believes in destiny.